In this video I'm going to show you how to use the sine ratio to calculate the area of a triangle. First I'll show you how it works and then I'll show you a formula which works every time. And we start off with our basic formula for finding the area of a triangle. So we know that the area is half of the base times the height of the triangle. So we can write that as BH over 2. So what happens when we're asked to find the area of this triangle, where we have a length, an angle and a second length here? Well, we know that B is 20 meters in this one, so we can say that B equals 20, but we don't have the height of the triangle. And this is where our sine rule comes in, because what we can do is we can make this triangle here a separate triangle. We can see it's a right angled triangle. So I'm going to sketch out this triangle underneath here. So we've got a hypotenuse of 7, an angle of 30 degrees, and we have this side which is the height. So what we can do, we can use our sine rule, because we know this is the opposite and this is the hypotenuse, and we can write sine of 30 degrees equals h over 7, because you know from your SOHCAHTOA that sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Don't get confused with the h for hypotenuse and the h in this case meaning height. And so all we need to do to find the height is just to rearrange the equation by multiplying both sides by 7. So we'll get 7 sine 30 degrees equals the height. And since sine 30 is 0.5, we have 7 times 0.5, or half of 7, is 3.5 meters. And now we can go back up to our original equation and we can state that height h equals 3.5. So the area of this triangle, area equals 20 times 3.5 divided by 2, which gives us 35 meters squared. And now we're going to condense all that down into just one simple formula. So if you label this side A, at the base is side B, and if we say this is angle C, what we've got, our area, we have B here, this number here, as we worked out, is A sine C, and is all divided by 2. And this is what gives us our formula, which is area of the triangle equals half of A times B times sine C. So for the triangle above, we have that area is half of 7 times 20 times sine 30 degrees, which gives us our 35 meters squared. So finding the area of a triangle, if we have an angle surrounded by two sides, is as easy as A, B, C. And now it's your turn. Use the formula to find the area of this triangle. If we label the sides A, B and angle C, then we have area is half of 9 times 15 times sine of 40 degrees, and that gives us 43.39 meters squared to 2 decimal places. Here's a slightly different example. In this one we're told that the area is 50 meters squared. We know that side A is 5 meters and side B is 30 meters, and we're being asked to find the size of angle C. I want you to have a think over this question, try and answer it yourself using the formula that we just used, and then we'll go over it in a second. And we start as usual by writing down the formula, and then we just fill in what we already know. So we know that the area is 50 meters squared, and so that 50 will be half of A, which is 5, times B, which is 30, times sine C, which is our unknown. So now we can do a bit of rearranging. So we want to get rid of this half first of all, so we times both sides by 2. So we'll get 100 equals 5 times 30 is 150 times sine C. And we want to get that sine C on its own, so we just rearrange it again. We divide both sides by 150. And so we're left with sine C equals 100 divided by 150, which is 2/3, or roughly 0.67. So now if we have sine C is 0.67, to find out what C is, we have to use the inverse of sine, or shift sign on your calculator. So we'll have C equals sine to the minus 1, inverse sine of 0.67. So C is 42 degrees to the nearest degree.